Hi, I'm Tiffany Young with IdeateTV, and I'm here with Janet Yang, the producer of one of my favorite films of all time, The Joy Luck Club. And we were just in a panel called Oscars So White. And just to give everyone out there a little brief overview of this topic, which is a hot topic lately, Janet, could you just briefly describe this letter that you wrote with other people in the industry, how that came about, and just tell us a little bit more about that.
After the Oscars this year, there was so much reaction on the part of many of us individually, and then we quickly found each other. Yeah, I was seething for days, and I started writing editorials. I'm like, I've got to do something. And then I was contacted by David Magdale, who's also a publicist in the Academy, and he said, you know what, a few of us have prepared this letter. Would you be willing to sign it? And I said, oh, even better, because this is a way to affect change. I said, let's speak as a group. And then I contacted a bunch of people, and so did they, and on. And this network grew, and a bunch of us found each other. I didn't even know a number of these individuals were in the Academy. And so we wrote this letter to the Academy stating our deep, deep discontent and hurt. And the letter was leaked, and it kind of went viral, and it put a lot of pressure on the Academy to then respond, but they responded very quickly and a little bit perfunctorily. And so we wrote another letter, and we actually demanded a meeting. We said, we think that there's more to discuss here. We're not sure you're really quite getting it. And they very kindly received us as a group. There are about 12 of us in the meeting. And we think we got the word across. We made them understand this is not just not funny, it's searingly hurtful and perpetuating some very, very harmful aspects of what's going on in the industry and at large, you know. So we started taking some real measures to change this, and we started submitting a number of names of other Oscar members. We tried to get them to understand, and they did create this diversity council. Yeah, but again, the Oscars itself is just symbolic of a much larger ill in the industry, which is lack of inclusion. And I think that's what we're trying to get at ultimately. The Oscars being such a public forum becomes, you know, the one that everybody looks to, but it's really just representative of a lot of other things going on.
I think that leads into my next question, and leading into things like the community, like not just, as you say, in entertainment, but everywhere. I mean, I've had these conversations with friends, and we get heated about it, just, you know, talking about it. Is there something that we can do as a community to help join forces and support your efforts, if you will?
There's a lot that can be done. This is what we're discovering, and we want to spread the word. First of all, we can influence with our wallets. I mean, that is really a big thing that sometimes people forget, both in a positive and negative way. So if there is a television show or a movie that's being launched that features, you know, some of your favorite Asian actors, go, you know, go buy that ticket, or make sure to watch and be included. And if there's something that you find really distasteful and does not represent your views on casting or on the images of Asians, then don't, and tell people not to. You know, everybody, you know, we've all become a statistic. We've all become part of big data now. So that's what matters. People look to that, and that's why one of the major, very influential tools that we have behind us now is data. This data, I've been talking to people who do this, and the data is becoming more sophisticated, and they're finding that diversity sells. So in the end, for some people, it's all about the money. They're not going to make changes because of their consciousness or because of you know, whatever the points of view they have. It's going to be because of the bottom line. So I think that's the most important thing.
Well, that's definitely promising and good to know. And for anybody watching, now you know what you can do to help out. And I have to ask, because I know there's a lot of young people watching this that want to be producers and that look up to you, what types of words of advice would you give to the young up-and-comings?
Well, it's an interesting time. I think on the one hand, there are fewer barriers to entry than ever. There's so many ways to make content. You know, you can make it on your phone. You can make it with, a larger film camera. There's so many ways and means to do it. And I think if you really, really have this passion, then just do it. I mean, it used to be that I couldn't say that because it took a lot more resources, and you had to go find people and build a team and get the money. But these days, really, and things like we just saw how William New's, his hashtag starring John Cho went viral. So I think that's a good start. If one is interested, there are still now divides between, say, digital media and then television and film. If for sure you want to be, say, in film, which is a much more established industry, go try to get a job in the industry. And I think, again, people are much more open now to Asians joining in the ranks of at every level than before. And the same with television. There are many television writers now, Asian television writers, producers. So the doors are opening up more widely than ever before.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and I know AAJA really appreciates you coming out here, and appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.